When the blizzard hit, the entire Siberian town went silent as temperatures collapsed overnight. Power lines froze, stoves failed, and walls turned into sheets of ice. Families burned through their last firewood, yet the cold kept advancing. Houses built with modern insulation began losing heat within hours. Frost crept across ceilings, doors sealed shut, and breath turned to fog indoors. But at the edge of town, one cabin stayed strangely calm. No roaring fire, no generators, no emergency repairs. Its interior temperature barely changed while the storm screamed outside. The secret wasn't thicker walls or stronger fuel. It was an ancient Siberian double roof designed forgotten by modern builders. The blizzard didn't arrive loudly. It crept in with falling pressure and a wind that never stopped rising. Within hours, snow buried streets, erased landmarks, and pressed itself against buildings like a living weight. Temperatures plunged below minus 55 degrees Fahrenheit and stayed there, turning ordinary winter routines into survival decisions. Power lines stiffened and snapped under ice. Stoves burned constantly, yet rooms kept getting colder. Heat escaped upward, vanishing into roofs never designed for this kind of sustained punishment. Families sealed doors with cloth and tape, but moisture built up inside, freezing walls from the inside out. Breath condensed, turned to frost, and never fully disappeared. The town wasn't facing a single storm. It was facing exposure, hour after hour, with no margin for error. The blizzard did not arrive like a single violent moment. It arrived as a steady collapse of normal life. Wind rose first, not in gusts, but in an endless push that drove snow sideways and erased distance. Within hours, roads vanished beneath drifting ice, and familiar buildings became indistinct shapes buried in white. Temperatures dropped below minus 55 degrees Fahrenheit and refused to climb, locking the town inside a state of continuous exposure. Power lines stiffened, then snapped under the weight of ice. Stoves burned hotter, yet rooms grew colder as heat leaked upward and disappeared through ceilings not built for prolonged Arctic punishment. Moisture from breath and cooking condensed on walls, turning into sheets of frost that never melted. Fuel stores emptied faster than expected, and every hour demanded another decision. Burn more now, or save it for later and endure the cold. What made the blizzard truly dangerous was not the wind or the snow. It was duration. The storm did not allow recovery. It pressed on hour after hour, revealing how quickly modern comfort collapses when heat cannot be held. In Arctic winters, walls endure, but roofs decide survival. Warm air rises relentlessly, collecting beneath ceilings where it searches for escape. Modern roofs are designed to trap heat, but in Siberia, trapping heat creates a silent chain reaction. Escaping warmth melts snow just enough to refreeze into dense ice, sealing moisture inside the roof structure. Condensation builds above insulation, soaking it, freezing it, and destroying its ability to protect. Over time, the roof becomes a frozen battery draining heat continuously from the living space below. Ice expands, materials contract, and stress fractures spread unseen. Fuel consumption increases, but warmth never returns. Most houses in the town did not fail suddenly. They failed gradually, bleeding heat faster each hour until survival time ran out. The roof, not the walls, became the main exit point for warmth, and once that loss accelerated, no amount of fire could reverse it. In extreme cold, a roof that cannot manage air and moisture becomes a liability. This is where most modern designs lost the battle long before the blizzard ended. Inside the double roof system, rising heat slowed instead of escaping. Warm air diffused gradually, losing energy without creating condensation. Moisture vented naturally, preventing ice buildup. Snow accumulated on the outer roof, but never affected the interior temperature. Even as the blizzard raged, the cabin's thermal state changed slowly, predictably. There were no sudden drops, no dangerous swings. The interior remained cold but stable. In Siberia, stability is survival. This controlled environment reduced fuel use dramatically. A small fire could maintain livable conditions for days. The cabin didn't fight the storm, it absorbed it. While panic spread to the town, the double-roof cabin remained quiet. No frantic chopping of firewood, no constant feeding of flames. Fire was used strategically, not desperately. The structure itself did most of the work. Walls stayed dry. Ceilings remained clear of frost. Breath didn't rain ice back onto bedding. People inside conserved energy, slept, waited. The cabin created psychological calm as much as physical protection. In extreme cold, panic wastes heat. This design eliminated panic by eliminating urgency. The double-roof cabin was not a clever invention born from comfort or theory. It was shaped by loss, long winters, and mistakes that could not be repeated. In Siberia, bad ideas didn't survive more than one season. Roofs that trapped heat collapsed under ice. Sealed ceilings rained frost onto sleeping families. Houses that relied on constant fire burned through fuel and left people exposed when it ran out. Over generations, builders began to notice patterns. They saw how snow behaved differently on layered roofs. They observed how air movement prevented moisture from turning deadly. Elders taught not with diagrams, but with stories of winters that nearly killed them. Children learned by rebuilding, by repairing damage every spring, by watching what stayed dry and what froze solid. Empty space, something modern builders often try to eliminate, was slowly understood as protection. The double roof survived not because it was elegant, but because it answered one question Siberia asked every year. What still stands after the storm is over? Modern cabins entered the blizzard with confidence and lost it within hours. Their designs assumed reliable electricity, steady fuel, and materials that behaved predictably. But Siberia breaks assumptions. Power outages turned advanced heating systems into useless metal. Insulation soaked with condensation, then froze, losing all effectiveness. Sealed roofs trapped moisture, accelerating heat loss instead of preventing it. Every solution depended on something working perfectly, all the time. The double-roof cabin depended on nothing. It used gravity, airflow, and time, forces that never failed. While modern homes fought the cold aggressively, the ancient cabin slowed it patiently. That difference decided everything. Technology failed because it tried to dominate the environment. The old design survived because it accepted it. When the wind finally weakened and the snow stopped screaming across the tundra, the town stepped out into silence. What remained was damage, collapsed roofs, frozen interiors, exhausted people counting losses. Then there was the double-roof cabin, its roofline unchanged, its interior dry, its temperature stable enough to live in. No heroics. No emergency repairs, just quiet endurance. The blizzard had tested every building equally, and the results were clear. The cabin hadn't won by being stronger. It had won by being smarter long before the storm ever arrived. In Siberia, survival is never about the moment you face danger. It is about the choices made years earlier by people who understood that winter always returns. And when it does, only the designs that respect it are allowed to remain.